So right now our app is secure. Nobody can do an action that we don't want him to do. But everyone can see all the parties. Maybe we want to define a private party that nobody, that there's people that can't see this. Just people, only the people who can see it are the owner of the party and people that I'm inviting into that party. So the first thing I need to do is to remove the auto-publish package. The auto-publish package automatically publishes from the server to the client all the Mongo collections that we define. Meaning that in the client, all the parties are available right now. And we don't want to do that. So once we remove that, we're supposed to not see any party on the client side. So let's start with that. Let's do meteor remove auto publish. Now let's run the app and make sure that we can't see anything. We're running here, we logged in and we can't see any of the parties. We're signing out, we can't see none of the parties. So that's good. Now we need to define the rules that are who can see the parties. So we're doing that through the publish command, the meteor publish command. And the meteor publish command runs on the server. So let's add a file under the server that's called parties.js. And let's define in a publish method what we want to be published. So meteor.publish. And now, first of all, we need to name our publication. This is where the name, with that name, the client will subscribe to this publication. So we're just gonna name it here parties, because right now the client is automatically subscribing to the parties collection. But we can also define here any name we want. Let's say like public parties. And then if we want to subscribe to those public parties, the only thing we need to change is to go to our client, and instead of true in the publication parameter, we can just put the name of the publication. But for now, let's leave it like that, and let's put here parties. Then the second parameter of the publish function is the rules. It's actually defining what we are returning to the client. So let's define it in a function and return the parties. Now we're using the Mongo API here, so you can read all about the Mongo API in the MongoDB documentation. So right now we can just return all the parties, and it will be the same as leaving the auto-publish package on. But now let's define our rules, and we're going to define it with the MongoDB operators. So we have the OR operator, and we want to define two scenarios. One is that we are the party owner, the current logged in user is the party owner. The second of all is if that party is public. So let's do that quickly. We have two objects inside OR, and then in each of those objects we're going to define AND operator. It will define itself two objects. So in the AND operator we're going to define if we have the public true, and also if the public exists. Then here we're gonna define if the owner equals to true and the owner exists. So you can see that or public true and exists or owner true and exists. Let's test that. So right now our app is running. We're going here and we're not signed in, so it means that we can't see anything. But let's log in with our user that we defined before. And now let's add a party that we will be that party's owner. So my party. Let's see if we can see this party. There's a problem. Okay, we need the owner to equal to the current logged in user. So inside the publish method of Meteor, we have access to this dot user ID, which is the current user ID. Let's run it again and see if it works. So let's add a new party, my party, in the description, and it works. Only if it's my party. Let's look at the other browsers and see, and we can't see my party. Okay. So now what we want to add is the ability to define a party as public, that anyone can see it. So let's go into parties list and add a public flag into the new created party. So let's add a new label about public, and let's define here an input which is of the type of checkbox, and it is binded to the party.public. So now let's run the app. We see that we have a public flag. Let's create new public party, public, define it as public and add it. So I can see it right now. Let's look at the other browsers, see if the other browser sees it as well. Yes, it can. The other browsers can see it, but it can't change it. On the other hand, if I'm going into the new public party and change it, they can. It also reflected in the other browser.